Hi everyone, welcome to our second part, our second video, for the chapter 5, which is product and service design. As you recall, we took it, this chapter is from the book of Operation Management, Supply Chain and Sustainability by Barry Render and Jay Heza. Now, as you recall of the first video, we're just talking about product and service design. How are product and service designed in short? What are the steps that are required? What are the key questions that you need to ask when you need to produce something? But now what we wanted to do so far is we wanted to talk about, this video is all about quality function deployment. But now we say that quality function department is also known as the QFD. Now we say that quality function department is a process for determining the customer requirement and translating them into the attribute for each functional area. So that each functional area can understand and act upon. Now most of the time this QFD, they work with a tool called the house of quality. It is called the house of quality because it has a shape of a house if you look at it on this perspective. Now we have the roof here and we have this part here, which is more like the building or the structure itself. Now if you look at it, you'll understand that there's what we call the what here. This column of what we call the what is in short the customer requirement, what the customer wants. This is what we call it, this is why you call it what. And the house, this is now the technical requirement of the company. It's more about, this is the part where the company understands how they will satisfy the customer. But now before solving any problem using the house of quality, we must first understand that there are some steps that need to be followed. Now the first step is about you understanding what the customer wants, and also you identify how you will satisfy what the customer wants, and then you relate also the wants of the customer, and you identify the relationship between what the company is able to provide and what the customer wants. But first of all, a practical implication of this as of quality is most of the time it just helps us understand if the customer wants 1,000 things, what are the things that we're going to focus the most that will make them satisfied and forget about the others. Now this is also what happens in this case here. With the house of quality, we identify first of all everything that the customer wants and what you are able to provide, and then by means of some calculations, now we are going to see what we can do. Now in order for us to understand properly what we need to do is we're going to take a case study which is about the Daily Express. Now in short, as a summary of whatever is happening in this part, the Daily Express, this is a summary of what is happening in the introduction part. Now the Daily Express is a food provider at the student center inside the University of Johannesburg. Now they are providing food to students, but now the owner noticed that the sales went decreasing and she wanted to come up with some new product that will help her increase the sales. Now she decided to call you and another student who is doing marketing, so that you guys can do a market research to know, actually the student for marketing will do a market research to know what the customer want, and you as an operation manager, you now understand and try to suggest something according to the requirement of the student. Now what we have here so far is what we call the house, the what. This is what the customers want. They want the product to be to fill up, to be nutritious, to taste good, and easy to make, easy to clean. All of those are the requirements of the customer. But now they also give you the importance of ranking respectively. The importance of ranking just means that although we want all these things, but there's this product that is more important than the others, which is quite normal. Like when, for example, people want phones, or we want Samsung to manufacture new phones, for example. Obviously, if people want the phone to be waterproof, the level of them wanting a phone to be waterproof won't be the same level of wanting a phone to be dust proof. Obviously, most of the time it happens that the phone they fall in water and so on, then they catch dust. That's why we said, for example, that waterproof is more rated than dust proof. Now this is the blue part is the want of the customers, the red part is the rating of the customers according to their want, and then they also give you the this is the house. of the company. This is what the company, this is how, let me put it purple, yeah. This is how the company is going to satisfy the need of the customer or to manufacture. They say that even if we need to manufacture what the customer wants, we need first of all to work out to focus on the weight. We need to focus on the percentage of the nutritious element found in the food. We also need to evaluate the sample. So all of those are what we call the hours of the company. But now they also give you the relationship between the hours of the company, between what the company want to do, between the requirements of the company. The company need to be able to understand that even if we need to provide this and that, we must first of all remember that there's a relationship between the weight. There's a low relationship, in short, between the weight. Let me highlight this part here. Low relationship. There's a low relationship between the weight of proportion as a low relationship with the jury evaluation of sample, as well as the cost of ingredient, and the jury evaluation of sample and the cost of ingredient, in short. Then they also say now that the time to prepare has a medium relationship with the number of dishes that they use, but there's a high relationship with the number of measured ingredients. So this one is high relationship, this one is medium relationship. Now, after that, they say that after assessing the way a new lunch will satisfy the customer requirement, they are to move on by and worked on a relationship between the hours and the want. Now, this part here is a relationship between what the customer want and how we are going to satisfy them. So the first part is the fills up, which has a high relationship with the weight and so on. But this part here, we're going to do it in the last part. So I want us first of all to focus on the first part that we already have here. So in short, we must first of all identify the what of the customer. The what of the customer is what the customers want. What do they want? They want fills up. And we put it in our hours of quality here. This is the first requirement. And after the fills up, what they also want is like they want the food to be nutritious, and next they also want the food to taste good, and after they also want a food that is easy to make. We put it back in our table. And after they also want a food that is easy to clean. Next, they also want a food that sticks with them. Actually, they're students, so they want something that's just simple. So yes, and then they also want something that does not cost much and does not make a mess. Sure. So 7 is like they want something that does not cost much, and then they also want something that does not make a mess. This is what they want. But then the hours of quality also provide us with a part where we need to put the importance of race. This is this row here. This is the importance of the ranking from the customers, and it's also given into the problem. They also say that the important rating is 1, 4, 2, 3, 8, 5, 6, and 7 respectively. So we have 1, 4, 2, 3, 8, 5, 3, 8, 5, 6, and 7, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and then they say after considering everything, they also after considering the customer's requirement, Lerato has identified how the product will be able to satisfy the customer's want by following. So now the part that we have here is what we call now the hours. This is how the company is thinking of satisfying the customer. The first thing is like they must have a weight of proportion. Now the hours are going to be filled in this part here, the weight of the proportion. This is the first part. The second is the percentage of nutritious requirement, because students want something that is nutritious. They want something, we need also to focus on the content of what is inside the food. And then there's a jury or evaluation of sample. Now those are the people that will be needed so that we they check the food and see if it really meets what the customer would want. And also we have the time to prepare. And after that, we also have the number of dishes that we are going to use. And next, what is required is like the cost of ingredient, because normally if customers they want something that is cheap, we must also make sure that the ingredient that we use is not like it's cheap ingredient, but we get them at a good cost. Because at the end of the day, we want to manufacture something at a lower cost, but we don't want to compromise the quality. Now, what we'll do next is like we got all our hours. This is how we are thinking of satisfying the customers. Now we're going to focus first of all on the part here. So as one of this, what we do is like we identify the customers want. This one is done, and then we also identify the how and the good how the goods and service will satisfy the customer. This is the part of the house. We also did it. Now the other part, they say that we need to relate the customer want to produce the house. But the thing is, according to our case study here, they also give us they already give us the relationship between the house, so we can skip that part and come to it after. But we first of all need to focus on this part here. So depending on one exercise, if they give you the rating or the relationship before, you can work on that. But those steps is not like they need to follow one another. It's not a must. It's only the two parts about identifying the wants and the how that need to come after one another. But the rest you can mix, still fine. So we are working on identifying the relationship between the film's house. This is where we are right now. But now this is already the relationship. Depending from one exercise to another, they might give you. This is the legend saying that if there's a strong relationship between factors, we must use this symbol, which means it's 9. If there's a medium, it might be 3, and if the relationship is weak, it must be 1, and using that triangle symbol. Now we come back to our case study, and we look now at the relationship, the green part, the relationship between the house, how the company is going to satisfy the customer. Now they say that the weight of a proportion has a low relationship with the jury evaluation of sample as well as the cost of ingredient. Like where we are right now, we need first of all to draw something a line. You will see why. So right now we are on this part here of the weight of the proportion, which is the first cell, which is this one here. It's a line that will help us understand. This is a line like this, and they say now that the weight of proportion has a low relationship with the jury of evaluation of sample as well as the cost ingredient. So we go back to our sample, to our table. We have the weight, and we need to look at the jury. Now this is the jury. We draw again another line, but now we draw a line whereby the jury and the weight of the proportion are going to meet. The jury is in the third row like this, is going to meet the other one somewhere here, because the blue part, this is the part whereby the weight and the jury of evaluation they meet. It's somewhere in this cell here. But now this is the first relationship. The second, they also say that the weight of proportion still has a low relationship with the jury of evaluation of sample as well as the cost of ingredient. So we go again and we look at our cost of ingredient. This is the cost of ingredient. Now we draw another line that starts from the cost of ingredient, which is this row here, and see where it's going to meet the weight. It's somewhere here. And next, they also say that this same weight of portion has a low relationship with the jury of evaluation of sample and the cost of ingredients. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. I mean, low relationship with the cost of ingredient, with the jury of evaluation, sample, and the cost of ingredient. Yeah, that is that part. It just started repeating itself, and now it's a bit confusing. But yes, they say that it is a low relationship. Now we look at our legend. It said that whenever we have a relationship, we need to use something like a triangle. Now we are going to insert a triangle on that part. This is our triangle, and it fills in white. So we are going to put it only where these things meet. They meet somewhere here, and the outline, let me just put it red so that now it's still blue, but I want it to be so visible. Yeah, let's just put it like this. So this is the part where the weight of proportion, they also meet with the jury of evaluation of sample, and the relationship is low. That's why we use that triangle. And same applies to the weight, but with the cost of ingredient, which is this part here. So we have our two triangle already. Now the other constraint is that they say that the time to prepare has a medium relationship with the number of dishes used. So we go where there's a time to prepare. Where's the time to prepare? Time to prepare is this column here. They say that it has a low relationship. This is the time. We draw again a line. This is the time to prepare, which is somewhere here. And they say that it has the time to prepare as a medium relationship with the number of dish used. Now we check also the number of dish used. Where the number of this is the number of this dish used. This is the part, and it's in this column here. Now we shift it so that we see where it's going to meet with the others. So obviously it's meeting that part here, and they say that the relationship is like it is a medium relationship. Now we go again to our legend. Medium relationship is a circle, and we have our circle that we need to put. It's white. Now they say that this circle here is where these two meet. It's a bit too big, but it meets somewhere here. This is where the time to prepare and the number of dish they meet. They just meet somewhere here. And then they say that still the time to prepare has a medium relationship with the number of dish that are used, but a high relationship with the number of ingredient. So we check now the number of ingredient. Number of ingredient is the last one, and we draw the line again. Number of ingredient is somewhere here, and we check where it meets the time to prepare. But now it's somewhere here. The relationship, according to what they said that this relationship is high. So we're going to fill it in black. So we put our symbol somewhere here because this is where they meet. And now they say lastly, the number of dishes has a low relationship. Like this, the number of dishes has a low relationship with the number of ingredient. So we check the number of dishes is somewhere here, and the number of dishes is somewhere here, and the number of ingredient is somewhere here. So we check where they meet. We have the number of dishes. It goes like this. Number of dishes is somewhere here, and the number of ingredient is somewhere here. So according to what they are saying, they say that it is a low relationship. Now we take again our symbol for low relationship and we put it here. They meet here. Now we are done with the relationship between our hours. Now we have our symbols and everything. It's somewhere here, and everyone is fine. So far so good. Now we are done with the relationship with our house. So what we need to do now is like we need to go for the second part. Now this part here of this step here is fine. Now the other step, now we need to relate the customer one to the customer. This is what we want to do now. Now this is, we are on the part whereby we need to link the we need to link now the what and the how. Now they also give us something here. They say that fills up as a high relationship with the weight of a proportion. So we go where fills up and the weight of proportion meet. We have fills up and weight. They say that the relationship is high. Now we take our symbol again. This is the relationship for high. This is the link. But now these symbols here, we just use them in the house of quality. They just say yeah. So we have this symbol here. We say we are going to use it somewhere here. So the relationship according to what they are saying is like fills up and the way the relationship is high. Let me just zoom. And next, they say that this fills up as a high relationship with the weight, but a low relationship with the percentage of nutrition requirement and the cost of ingredient. So we check first of all the percentage. The relationship is low, according to what they say. Now, if the percentage of nutriment, the relationship here is low, and they also say the cost of nutriment of ingredient, ingredient. Yeah, low relationship with the percentage of nutrition requirement and the cost of ingredient, and the cost of ingredient somewhere here. So we are done now with the first part of the fills up. Now we go down. We are working now with the second part. The second part, they just say now, is nutritious as a high relationship with the percentage of nutrition requirement, a low relationship with both the jury of evaluation and a sample, or evaluation of sample and the cost of ingredient. So now we are working with the nutritious part. They say that it has a high relationship with the percentage of nutrition. Nutritious here as a high relationship of the percentage of nutrition, which is the second row, but it has a low relationship with both the jury of evaluation of samples and the cost. So the relationship is low between the jury and the cost. Of course, somewhere here. So they say that it has a low relationship. And now we move to the other, which is taste good as a high relationship with the jury of evaluation. The relationship is high with the jury. So taste good and the jury have high. The jury is somewhere here and the taste good is here. The relationship is high. And then they say that taste good as a high relationship with the jury of evaluation of sample, and a low relationship with both the patient nutrition equipment, taste good as a high relationship with the jury evaluation of sample, and the low relationship, sorry, let me highlight this, with both the percent of nutrition and the cost of ingredient. So we check what the percent of nutrition is. Percent of nutrition is somewhere here, and they say that the relationship is low, the taste good, with the percentage of nutrition requirement, and the cost of ingredient is also low. Cost of ingredient is also low. Now next is easy to make. They say that easy to make has a high relationship with both the time to prepare and the number of measured ingredient. So the relationship is high with the time to prepare. Now we check the time to prepare is somewhere here. There's a high relationship, and it also have, they say, with both the time to prepare, easy to make as a high relationship with both the time to prepare and the number measured of ingredient. So we go at the number measure of ingredient. The relationship is still high, which is the last one here. And then they also say that, but easy to make as a medium relationship with the number of dishes used. So the relationship is medium with the number of dishes, and the medium number of dishes, the symbol is not the same. This one is empty, so we don't fill that part. This is empty. Now, easy to clean. Easy to clean as a high relationship with the number of dish that they use. Easy to clean. The number of dish is somewhere here, and they say that the relationship is high, so we fill it somewhere here. Now they say stick with us as a medium relationship with the weight of proportion. So we check the weight of proportion. The relationship is medium. The weight of proportion is somewhere here. We are working with stick with us. Then After we have does not cost much, actually the price, as a low relationship with the percent of nutrition requirement, but a high one with the cost of ingredient. So the cost, the cost of the product must have a low relationship with the percentage of nutrition. So this is the low relationship with the percentage of nutrition, which is somewhere here, and also the percentage of nutriment requirement by a high one with the cost of ingredient. So this one is high with the cost of ingredient, that is one here. Now the last one, they say that does not make a mess, as a high relationship with the number of dish used. So does not make a mess with the number of dish that we use. The relationship is high with the number of dishes, which is this column here. Now that we are done filling. The roof actually is fine, so we don't need anything to add on it. Now we need to do the calculation for the final rating to determine which one they need to focus on. We're done with this. Now the calculations are basic calculation. From what we know that the strong relationship here has a value of 9, the medium a value of 3, and the weak relationship has a value of 1. So what you're going to do is we are going to calculate for every part. Now the first part, for the fills up, I will calculate is we know that the value, the customer ranked it as 1, so it's going to be 1. We multiply it by the value that we have of 9 plus normally what I want to do, this one, instead of putting fills up, we'll put the hours, because we need to understand on which hours the company need to focus on. It is the weight of proportion instead of the fills up, sorry. So what we have here is the weight of the proportion. It's 1 because we are weighting it according to the fills up also and the rating that we have. So the rating is 1 here times 9, we have our value, plus 5 times this value here, according to the legend, as they're saying, it must be 3. So this one is 3. So the value that we have is we have 9 plus 15, which gives us 24. Now the rating on this part here will be 24. Now next, what we do is the percentage of nutritious requirement of nutrition requirement, sorry, is equal to, the first one is the fills up, the rating is still 1 times 9, because the legend is saying that it must be 1, and then we add the stick with us, it is now 5. We multiply again by, what am I doing? No, sorry, we are working with this part here, so it must be 1, and we multiply by the triangle, the value is 1. And the second part is the nutritious, which has a rating of 4, plus this symbol here, which has a rating of 9, plus we open our bracket, and then we have the taste good as a rating of 2, that we are going to multiply by this symbol here, which is 1, plus that does not cost much as a rating of 6, that we multiply by 1. So we have 1 plus 36 plus 2 plus 6, which gives us a ranking of 45, according to, so we have our 45 somewhere here. So we have 1 times 1, 2, 4 times 9, 2 times 1, and then we have 6 times 1. Yeah. So the other part now is the jury of evaluation of sample. Now Now the jury of evaluation of simple, which is the third row. Here with the nutritious part, it is 4 times 1. So we have 4 times 1 that we are going to add, plus 2 that we have here times 9. So we have 2 times 9 plus we add again, and we go back with the jury of those are the only two that we need to focus on. So you have 4 times 1 plus 2 times 1 2 times 9, which make 4 plus 18, which gives us 22. So we're going to have our 22 here. And next we move to the time to prepare. Now the time to prepare, according to what they say, is like it's only one that we need to focus on, which is easy to make, which is 3 times 9, which is 3 times 9, which gives us 27, and we have our 27 here. Then we have the number of dishes that we need to focus on. Now the number of dishes is related to the easy to make, which is 3, and remember this symbol is also 3 according to what we see here. So we have now 3 and 1, so we'll have 3 times 3 plus we open our bracket, and the second part here is 8 times 9, close our bracket, plus we have 3 plus 3 times 3 here, 8 times 9, and then we have 7 times 9, and we close our bracket. So 3 times 3, which is 3 times 3 plus 8 times 9 plus 7 times 9. So we have a rating of 144 here, 144. And then the cost of ingredient, this is the cost of ingredient that we need to focus on. Now the cost of ingredient, according to what they're saying, it has a low relationship with the fills up, which is a rating of 1, so it's 1 times 1, and here we'll have 4 times 1, 2 times 1. So in this case we have 1 times 1 plus 4 times 1. This value here we have 1 times this symbol means 1 times 1 plus 4 times 1 plus 2 times 1, 2 times 1, and then we add again. And they say that this cost of ingredient as a low relationship, as a high relationship, does not cost much, which is 6 times 9, and we have 6 times 9 here. So our value is it's 1 plus 4 plus 2 plus 6 times 9, which gives us a value of 61. And we have our 61 somewhere here. And finally, the number of measured ingredient. The number of measured ingredients as a relation with only the easy to make part, which has a rating of 3, and the other one is 9. I mean, it's 9. So we'll have 3 times 9, which gives us 27, and we are done. Now that we have our values here in the tables now, it helps us now understand that if we need to satisfy our customers, we really need to focus more on the number of dishes that we are using. Now if we focus more on the number of dishes that we are using so far, this part here, because it has the highest ranking, that means we need to focus on it more. If we need to focus on that, on this part here, it means that we're going to satisfy the maximum numbers of our customers. Normally, companies know that we cannot satisfy anyone, we cannot satisfy everyone, but at least we can try to satisfy the maximum numbers of customers, and by focusing on the number of dishes, it's going to help us satisfy many customers and increase the sales. In short, this is all about the video, and I hope that you gain something and gain a knowledge on it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time for the next chapter. See you soon. Bye.